Law forces men to marry 2 or more women in these countries. In most countries around the world, except for those we will see below, it is not advisable to maintain emotional relationships with more than one woman, as you may end up in trouble or even in jail. This is because marriage is legally limited to 2 people, and if a third person enters the scene, the law intervenes, as it is prohibited in most countries. Did you know that there are some countries that allow having more than one wife? In some of the countries we will mention below, it is even mandatory to have more than one wife. In this video, we will show you 7 countries where having more than one wife is allowed. In 7th place, we find Sudan. This country not only allows but even encourages having more than one wife. In 2001, the then-president Omar Hassan Ahmad al-Bashir urged Sudanese people to increase the population by promoting the practice of contracting additional marriages. Recently, the president of Sudan declared that his country is the largest in Africa, but it could be even bigger. He argued that the conditions are favorable for growth, but more workers are needed. In Sudan, divorce is only an option for men. Expanding on this, it's noteworthy to mention that Sudan's cultural and religious dynamics play a significant role in shaping its marital customs. With a diverse population comprising various ethnic groups and religious affiliations, the acceptance of polygamy reflects traditional norms deeply rooted in Sudanese society. Furthermore, the economic landscape of Sudan, characterized by agriculture and resource extraction, often demands a larger workforce, providing a practical rationale for policies encouraging population growth. However, amidst these societal structures, there's ongoing discourse regarding gender equality and women's rights. While men have the prerogative to pursue multiple marriages, women's agency in marital decisions remains limited. Additionally, the legal framework surrounding divorce predominantly favors men, highlighting disparities in access to justice and rights within the family sphere. Despite these complexities, Sudan stands at a crossroads, balancing tradition with modernity, as it navigates demographic challenges and socio-cultural transformations in the 21st century. In 6th place, we have Saudi Arabia. As the birthplace of the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, and the epicenter of the Islamic world, Saudi Arabia upholds and venerates Islamic teachings, interpreting the Quran literally. The sacred text states, "Marry women of your choice, 2, 3, or 4, but if you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly with them, then only 1." The numbers mentioned are merely examples. You can have as many wives as you wish, as long as your credit card doesn't have limits. Enter Salah al-Sayri, a cunning man who has found ways to navigate the laws of the Quran. He claims to have been married to his 3 wives for over 20 years, but his 4th wife changes frequently. Some allege that he has been married as many as 58 times. Al-Sayri boasts of having 10 children, yet he falters when speaking about his daughters, who would be 25 years old if they were still alive. He also struggles to recall the names of his wives accurately. Moreover, Saudi Arabia stands as a paradox of tradition and modernity. While it adheres staunchly to Islamic customs and laws, it also embraces aspects of modern life, such as technological advancements and economic progress. The kingdom's oil wealth has fueled rapid development, transforming cities like Riyadh and Jeddah into bustling metropolises with skyscrapers and high-end shopping malls. However, amidst this progress, traditional values and practices, including polygamy, remain deeply entrenched in Saudi society. This duality often leads to tensions between conservative and progressive forces within the country. In 5th place, we have Tanzania. This East African country, where the majority of the population resides in rural areas, mandates the registration of marriages, declaring them as either monogamous or polygamous at the time of registration. However, these declarations are not always accurate, as some individuals make false claims about their marital status to avoid paying the fee for a second marriage license. Beyond the legal framework, Tanzania's cultural landscape also plays a significant role in shaping marital practices. Polygamy, while officially recognized, is more prevalent in certain ethnic and religious communities. For instance, among the Maasai people, polygamy is a common practice, often seen as a symbol of wealth and social status. Similarly, in Muslim-majority regions, polygamous marriages are culturally accepted, although they require adherence to Islamic laws governing the treatment of multiple spouses. Furthermore, Tanzania's history of colonization and subsequent socio-economic changes have influenced the dynamics of marriage in the country. Traditional customs coexist with modern influences, leading to diverse attitudes towards marriage and family life. While some Tanzanians embrace polygamy as a cultural heritage, others advocate for monogamy as a means of promoting gender equality and family stability in a rapidly evolving society. Despite legal provisions and cultural norms, challenges persist in ensuring the rights and well-being of individuals within polygamous unions, particularly regarding issues such as inheritance, child custody, and spousal support. Efforts to address these challenges often intersect with broader discussions on legal reform, women's rights, and social justice in Tanzania. In 4th place, let's explore South Africa. Polygamy is already permitted in South Africa, allowing a man to have more than one wife. However, Kenneth Meso, leader of the African Christian Democratic Party, asserted that granting women the same marital rights as men would be unacceptable, arguing that it could undermine society if women were afforded the same rights. Former President Job Zuma's marital escapades garnered attention when he married for the 5th time in 2010 and then for the 6th time in 2012, adhering to local traditions, though he only has 4 wives. One wife passed away and another filed for divorce. public opinion turned against Suma when he admitted to fathering an illegitimate child with another woman outside of marriage. Beyond the complexities of polygamous unions, South Africa grapples with broader societal issues related to gender equality and women's rights. While polygamy is legally recognized, it often intersects with debates surrounding women's autonomy, inheritance rights, and access to resources. Efforts to address these issues involve navigating the tension between cultural traditions and the principles of equality enshrined in South Africa's constitution. Moreover, South Africa's history of apartheid and colonialism continues to shape its social fabric, influencing dynamics within marriages and families. The legacy of patriarchal norms and power imbalances persists, impacting women's agency and decision-making within polygamous relationships. As South Africa strives for progress and social transformation, discussions surrounding polygamy serve as a microcosm of broader conversations about gender justice and societal change. In third place, we delve into Ethiopia. Although polygamy has been formally abolished in Ethiopia's penal and family codes, the practice persists, with approximately 5% of married Ethiopian men, primarily among Muslims and pagans, having more than one wife. Several cases of polygamous unions have made international headlines, with the most recent concerning the life of a polygamous man currently married to 12 wives, with whom he has fathered a total of 78 children. In this instance, the polygamist admitted to not fully understanding family planning. With 78 children and 12 wives, Ayadanur's extensive family is facing hardships. Everyone in his household subsists on banana roots, and now, to ensure a better quality of life for his daughters, he is arranging marriages for them to all their future husbands. This poignant story of Ayadanur's family sheds light on the complexities and challenges associated with polygamous unions in contemporary Ethiopia. While the legal framework may prohibit polygamy, cultural and religious norms often perpetuate its practice, particularly in certain communities. The implications extend beyond familial dynamics to broader issues such as poverty, gender inequality, and access to education and healthcare. Furthermore, the case underscores the importance of comprehensive family planning education and support services to empower individuals and families to make informed choices about reproduction and family size. Addressing the root causes of polygamy requires a multifaceted approach that encompasses legal reforms, social interventions, and community engagement to promote gender equality, reproductive health, and sustainable development in Ethiopia and beyond. In second place, let's explore Morocco. While Muslim men in Morocco can still marry up to 4 wives, polygamous marriages will now, for the first time, require the authorization of a judge, as well as the consent of the man's current wives. The world record for the most children belongs to a Moroccan sultan who lived between 1672 and 1727. According to records, he had 888 heirs, comprising 548 sons and 340 daughters. Remarkably, he had 500 wives. Another grim detail about his life is that he was a tyrant who ruled Morocco for 20 years, ending the lives of 30,000 subjects who disobeyed his orders for various reasons. This historical anecdote sheds light on the intricate history of polygamy in Morocco and its broader societal implications. While polygamy has deep cultural and religious roots in the region, recent legal reforms reflect evolving attitudes towards gender equality and marital rights. The requirement for judicial approval and spousal consent signifies a step towards ensuring the autonomy and well-being of individuals within polygamous unions. Moreover, the Sultan's reign serves as a cautionary tale about the abuse of power and the consequences of unchecked authority. His tyrannical rule and the staggering number of offspring illustrate the potential pitfalls of polygamy when wielded irresponsibly. Beyond the realm of personal relationships, the Sultan's actions highlight the importance of governance structures that uphold the rule of law and protect the rights of all citizens. As Morocco navigates the intersection of tradition and modernity, discussions surrounding polygamy continue to evolve, prompting reflections on ethics, justice, and human rights in contemporary society. In first place, let's explore Eswatini. Eswatini is a small country in southern Africa with an approximate population of 1.3 million people, the majority of whom are women. Many of these women face difficulties in finding a husband due to the shortage of men. To address this situation, the king enacted a law mandating that every man must have more than one wife. In other words, having only one wife is prohibited, as the king believes this measure will enable women to have a husband. Additionally, the government has assured men that it will pay for their marriages and buy them houses. The king has warned that anyone opposing this decision will be sentenced to life imprisonment. Imagine being imprisoned for life for refusing to marry 2 women. Similarly, women who refuse to share their husband will face the same penalty. What then would happen to those who wish to remain single? This law has generated satisfaction among the population, as they can now have more than one wife or lover. As a curious fact about Eswatini, did you know that every year a ceremony is held where many virgin women dance for the king? He chooses the wife he likes. In these ceremonies, women dance with their breasts exposed to try to impress the king. Share your thoughts about this country in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about new videos. See you in the next video.